quite a bit of notes today, but y'all know me. Notes pretty much guide us through the entire lesson, and then we can use them on quizzes and tests. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to get our notes for today. You feel right? I'm gonna go ahead and real quick. So moving into proportional relationships. Proportional relationships is one of the easiest things in seventh grade we'll go over. It tells us it's a group of ratios that are equivalent, or in other words, they got the same what? Unit rate. So if we remember that, we'll be okay. They have to have the same unit rate. If they give us the graph, that graph has to be a what? Straight line, and then the second thing you told us, it also has to go through the what? Two things that a graph or a proportional relationship has to have. Straight line and go through the order. We remember that. We'll be able to identify a proportional relationship on a graph. Straight line and have to go through the order. Equation form is y equals m x. They give us an equation, and if it is in that form, that means it is a proportional relationship. We can then look at that equation, and the value of m, which should be some number, will tell us, hey, that is the unit rate. Below that, you learn that unit rate also has another name. What's the new name for it? Go down, unit rate, new name. Unit rate. What's the new name? Yes. So we're learning. Before now, sixth grade, you learned that unit rate was just a unit rate. Now in seventh grade, we're learning that the additional name with unit rate is constant of proportionality. So if they give you either or, just remember that also means the unit rate. So the unit rate and proportional relationship they told us on the graph is found when the value is x equals 1. Always unit rate. Find x at the bottom, go up to that line that tells us that is the unit rate. It also tells us that constant proportionality is m in equation form. That's what we previously stated. Below that it said we can find by dividing. What are we dividing? That's going to be very important to remember, because when you see some numbers, you just going to be wanting to do x by y. So it'll be set up as y divided by x. Definitely make sure we remember that. Try not to set it up any other way. And then at the bottom, a non-proportional relationship is a graph that may or may not be a straight line. So it's telling us it can be a straight line. However, if it is a straight line, it doesn't go through the what? Origin. Question about what we're doing. What two things makes it a proportional relationship? And go through the origin. Definitely make sure we know that. Constant proportionality, what's the equation form? What's the equation form? And the M stands for? What's the value of M? Yeah, the unit rate. And then what do we say another name for the unit rate is? There you go right there. The M in that equation is the unit rate. So try not to forget. Another name constant proportionality. If they give us a graph, we can find it by looking when x is what? Somebody kept saying that. So we find it when x is equal to 1, non-proportional, ask ourselves straight line, but it doesn't go through what? Origin. Questions about it? Y'all know me, when we start looking at it, it start making more sense what all this means. Okay, y'all about 7 minutes, you're still right. I don't know if y'all right with us or what. Some of y'all gonna have to get a writing buddy. Does anybody have after school rooms? Here's your mirror. Okay. Anybody else? All right, so let's take a look at it. The first we're gonna look at when looking at tables. It tells us the table below shows the total cost of movie tickets based on the number of tickets you buy. According to your notes, what did they say we would have to do? How did they say we'll find a unit rate? What are we dividing? Find your thing. When you say no cost. Good job. Y by X. That's why I tell y'all to take notes. I'm constantly asking you what are we doing, and go back to your notes. Remember, I let you use your notes on quizzes and tests too. That means you got to have some notes to go back to. So make sure we know we're going to divide Y by X. In tables, X is always on top, Y is always on the bottom. So you need to label your table to make sure you know which is which. I strongly encourage you to do so. So looking at this first table, what will we be dividing? See, somebody ain't looking because it clearly says divide Y by X. Is 8Y? That's why I say pay attention to it. So just to make sure y'all label your table and set it up correctly. If I set it up incorrect, I'm gonna get it wrong with it. So we're gonna do 1 divided by 8. It's already simplified. What do we divide by next? 2 divided by 16. What can that simplify to? What? Divide 2 by both, 1/8. Thing to remember about table. You need to divide each value. Do we say that I divide whichever one I want? No, we divide each value. In dividing each value, what do you think we're checking for? We right? You right. Good job. We're looking for equivalent expressions. Or in other words, somebody said the ratios or rates. But I mean, we're looking for the same number. If we get the same number, that tells us, hey, we're proportional. If we don't, that means we're not proportional. So we don't try it too. We need to keep dividing to make sure they all going to give us the same. Because sometimes you'll find the first one is always going to be the same for all of them. The second tend to be as well. Then third and fourth be the ones that figure it out. So looking at the next one, what else will we divide? 3 over 24. Does 3 and 24 have anything in common? What? They got 8 in common. They got 3 in common, which is simplified to 1/8. All right. What's the last thing we're gonna be dividing? What's in common? 4. Simplified to 1/8. Then we get the same value each time. So that would mean that this is what? Proportional or non-proportional? What does the 1/8 stand for? What would be the name of it? M, what's the name of M? So then we would say the unit rate is 1/8. If we were to put that in an equation, what would be our equation? Find your notes. So your notes tell you how to set it up, and you just told me what's the unit rate. So what would be our equation? What's equation form? Y equals to mx. What does M stand for? Did we just find it? So what is our equation? What needs to be behind 1/8? Okay, you know unit rate, we can write that equation. You got all that in your notes? You got how we divided, how we got the same? Remember, you can't try problems on your own if you ain't looking at it and trying with us. Big mistake is thinking you can look at math and get it. You can't look and get it. At the bottom it says the table below shows the cost to play in the town soccer tournament. What would be the first thing we divide? Good job. Somebody remember 1/7. Once again, if you need to label your table to set it up correctly, do so. 1/7 is already simplified. What else will we divide? 2/8. Anything in common? 2. What does it simplify to? 1/4. Then we get the same value. So that would mean this second graph is what? Good job. It is a non-proportional relationship. If it's non-proportional, can I write an equation for it? No. Equation only works if it is proportional. So if they give us a table, what do we need to do? Label it. Then what? Divide what? Don't say no each value. Y divided by X. What are we looking for? If it's proportional ratio, what tell me if it's proportional? If we get the same value, what happens if we don't get the same value? And then if we do get the same value, what's the equation for? Y is M of X and M stands for your what? Unit rate. Any questions about it? Everybody got what you need? All right, now we're gonna look at some graphs. What happened if they give us some graphs? All right, now according to your notes, proportional relationships, what did it tell us about a graph? According to the notes, pull your man so baby and stop sitting there trying to bump your drum with me. Straight line, what else did it say? Go through the order. So looking at these, what about this first one? Would you say that's proportional or not proportional? Why you say it's proportional? Not to go through the order. Remember, it has to have two things. So when you explain it to us, that's what you need to say. Proportional. You will tell us made a straight line and went through the order. Made a straight line and went through the order. You need to draw that model on your paper so you will have an idea of what it needs to look like. You're strongly encouraged to do so. Anytime you see it, it looks like that. For those of us who forgot what the origin is the corner. So if it's not coming from the corner and it's not a straight line, we just need to know it. You don't have to get the numbers on it or nothing, but just get how it's looking. Has to be a straight line, has to go through the origin. Remember that, we'll be okay. Looking at this second one, would you say that's proportional? Why? You should have a straight line? Straight line, it's a straight line, but it doesn't go to the origin, good job. And we would have continued and didn't cross over at the origin about 6. So that'll be our rationale. It's non-proportional. And we'll say did not go through the origin. It had that straight line, it just didn't go through the origin. So that's what I make sure we're able to identify the two. These are the questions that every 7th grader should get corrected. They give you a graph and ask you if it's proportional or not. 2 things to look for: straight line, go through the origin. Any questions about it? Sure? Get that. I don't know what you're trying to say again. Everybody good? All right, so we looked at tables, we looked at graphs. Now we're gonna look at some equations. All right, that's equation form. What is equation form of a proportional relationship? Y equals mx. And you told us that M stands for the what? What's another name for the unit rate? Constant of proportionality. Constant of proportionality. Y equals M of X, then M will be the unit rate or the constant of proportionality. So look at those 2 equations. Looking at that top equation, would you say that equation is proportional or not? Why you say no? Huh? You got what? Okay. So you saying I can't put a plus 4 in? Y'all agree with the card? What's the equation form? Y equals mx. Is it something with that? So is that portion proportional or not? Huh? Why now you say non-proportional? Say it loud. You see something different behind it? It's non-proportional. And then you can tell us it got plus 4 at the end. So definitely make sure we know and understand proportional relationship. And I have anything else in that equation. Looking at the second one, what would you say is proportional? Yes, it's written in the form. What's the unit rate? So then we'll say proportional, and then you can tell us the unit rate is 2. That lets me know you are identifying what a proportional relationship should look like, and then you also know how to find the unit rate in that equation. It's always one beside the x. Question. Good with me? Give you 1 minute to have a look. Don't say nothing to me or nobody else until you hear that timer go off. Make sure you're able to try it on your own. Read it, see if you can figure it out. Between your notes if you need to, that's why we take them, so you can kind of use them to help guide your thinking. Getting the habit of doing it throughout the week. When it comes to test day on Friday, you can easily still find your notes and do the same thing. All right, it reads. The table shows the number of hours needed for a different number of people to clean up after a school day. It asks, are the quantities in the table a proportional relationship? And then it says, explain your reason. Talk to us. All right, she said label the graph. What's what? Okay, we labeled the graph. How else can we tell if this table or this information is proportional? What do we divide? Huh? Good job. Y divided by X, and I love how you set it up correctly. Went back to some notes or something, but anywho, 2 12s can be simplified to what? They got 2 in common. Good job. What else should we divide? 3 over 9. Good job. What they got in common? Got 3 in common, simplifies to 1/3. Do I need to keep going or can I stop? Why can I stop? They don't have the same value, so I already know it's what? Non-proportional. Piece at the end said explain your reason, so we need some words. So we'll say non-proportional because what? Because the values, or we can call them the unit rate, were not the same. Non-proportional relationship because the values or their unit rate was not the same. Who had it before we looked at it together? If you didn't get it, definitely make sure those things you're paying attention to. As soon as the table pop up, that's the first thing you need to pop in your mind. I need to divide y by x. Samantha, you good? Good. Anybody else? All right, I'm gonna give you a minute to have a look at it. Once again, read it carefully. Think about what is in your past. All right, I'm gonna read it to you. It says the students in the service club are mixing paints to make a mural. The table shows the different parts of paint that the students mix together. It says 2 mixtures of paint would be the same shade if the red paint and the white paint are in the same ratio. How many different shades of paint did the students make? And then they asked us to explain. Somebody talk to. All right, he said we can label X and Y. What else can we do? He said divide 3 over 1. What would that give us? 3. B, what you doing? Again? 4 divided by 2 is 2. C, what are you dividing? 8 over 4 simplifies 2. D, what should we have divided? To get E. To get. Now let's reread. They said, how many different shades of paint can the students make? If it was the same ratio. How many kinds of paint did they make? 2. Why you say 2? The students made 2 shades. What are 3 and 2 called? We can call them unit rates because the unit rates were 2 and 3. Any question about it? They said if we got the same rate, that would be one that we made. And definitely make sure we are answering what they asked us for. A lot of questions tell you all to explain, so I'm going to just keep it moving. Remember, that includes some words. Not just your work, you then got to come back and tell us. So don't leave us to assume what you're supposed to know. Question. Everybody good? That's why I say no, man. Hold up. All right, we're gonna look at this one. It says compare. The graphs below show the number of points you earn in each level of the game. Which games, if any, have a proportional relationship between the number of points you earn and the level of the game? I'm gonna stop right there because that was the first question. It asks, which games have a proportional relationship? Why you say A and P? Both go through the origin? So we'll say games A and C are proportional. Then we got that explain piece. You said because they went through origin and made a straight line. Second part of that question asks, in which game can you earn the most points at level 2? Game 2? I heard the bird like you heard the bird, but I'm still going. We said which one can we earn the most at level 2? Talk to us. They ain't asked you that. They said at level what? 2. So that means find level, find 2. C gave us how much? How much for B? No, B. And A. So then we would say I would earn more at game C because 200 is greater than 150 and 200 is greater than 100. Some of you got a bad habit of not answering all parts of your question. So definitely make sure we read and reread. If you need to separate it just like I do so to make sure we answer it all. Tonight you will have 4 homework questions. Definitely do your best to get those complete. Tomorrow y'all put a map up on your desk. Don't have to bring it every day.